Alright, welcome back everybody. It is time to start Naran's epilogue, and I'm hoping for a little bit of sugar. A lot of sugar, actually. I just want to see these two goobers being happy together. So hopefully nobody attacks or anything, and I just want them to be like a happy married couple. Where are we? Do we have our own place now? What's going on? What is this place? The military commander starts early in the morning and returns late at night. It is my job as his wife to support his health. Are we in the kitchen? Have we just like never been in the kitchen in this mansion before? I'm seeing so many different places of this mansion. Let's see, first, let's start with peeling and cutting. I feel my face flush as I hastily wash the vegetables. I'm just cooking, but I feel a slight sense of guilt. I wonder if eating this will let us be energetic at night. It's embarrassing to say, but in other words, right now I'm making a dish that makes it easier for couples to do their thing at night. Ah, pasta. Perfect. Every time I finish washing one vegetable, I become very aware of its purpose and want to run away in embarrassment. But since Salanna told me about this, I feel it's worth a shot at least. Salanna? Girl? Like, yo, Naala, I got you. I make excuses in my mind and move my hands diligently. As for how this came to be, it's because of the vegetables I just got. Even so, Salanna's husband is amazing. These vegetables are quite expensive. Salanna, who had just come to visit, brought a lot of rare vegetables as gifts. I'm glad we're still friends with Salanna. Like, 7 years later, more than 7 years later, girl is still coming over, visiting. That's so nice. Among them, the interesting-shaped root vegetables were especially eye-catching. This vegetable is said to be effective for nutritional fortification, and its price is soaring recently, making it a so-called luxury item. According to her, Salanna's husband likes this root vegetable and buys it often. So when Salanna bought one to surprise him, she came home to find he'd also bought one as well. These veggies are perishable and don't keep well, so they're not the kind of veggie you want to buy in bulk. Which is how this vegetable came to be in my possession. Salanna, how did you know? According to Salanna, it's a normally delicious item, but it's got the benefit of being especially good for giving a bit of extra energy. I like that translated to bedroom shenanigans. She said that and left with a refreshing smile on her face. Could I have given it away on my face? Despite their early start time, it's not uncommon for the military to work late into the night. Inevitably, this leads to less contact between husband and wife. Although I would see him off in the mornings, I'd be asleep by the time he came home at night, so I felt lonely as we weren't even having conversations. When I met Salanna the other day, I mentioned this in passing, so perhaps this gift is her own way of showing concern. Even so, I can't just say, "This'll perk you up," and give it to Naran. That would be like begging him to pay more attention to me while he's already busy, and it's far too embarrassing for me to ask him to make love to me at night. Just cut it up so that you can't tell what the original shape was, and then serve it casually. Yeah, casually. What shape is this vegetable? I don't know if it really works or not. Either way, we'll find out in a few hours. I don't know, I feel like Salanna left out some details. I think all she said was energy and didn't also explain that it might be an aphrodisiac vegetable, but I'm still curious what this vegetable is. I wonder what will happen to Naran if he eats this. My cheeks burn more and more as I remember the smell of Naran's sweat. As I was shaking my head, someone suddenly called out to me. Oh, speak of the devil! You look like you're having fun. Ah, welcome home, Naran. Thanks. You're back early today. My subordinates kicked me out, telling me to go home early every once and then. He said every once and then, but it really has been a while since he's come home early. We can have dinner together. Just the thought of it makes my heart skip a beat and I naturally smile.
Did something fun happen?
I thought I'd be able to have dinner with you for the first time in a while.
Haha, I'm happy too.
We look at each other and our cheeks relax at the same time. I was so happy to be in a relaxed atmosphere for the first time in a long time that I completely forgot the existence of that vegetable.
What else happened?
What else?
I could hear you humming and I thought you seemed to be in a good mood.
Huh? I was humming?
Yeah, you seemed to be enjoying yourself.
I can't believe I was so excited. I was completely unaware of it until Naran pointed it out to me. But there's no way I can say that I was buzzing from thinking about a night together with him. Sure you can. If you can't say that to your husband of 7 years, who can you say it to? I panicked and looked for a good excuse. Well, honestly, I don't know why I was so cheerful.
You forgot?
Yeah, I've been forgetful lately. Not only did I fail to fool him, but I feel like he was even more suspicious of me. As I was thinking what I should do, Naran quickly asked me a question.
You're not hiding anything from me, are you?
No! I'm not!
Really?
Really? In a somewhat shady manner, I casually hid the vegetable behind my back. For a moment, I felt like he was giving me a loaded look, but I still couldn't tell him the truth.
What were you going to cook?
Food to cheer you up, I guess. I'm not lying this time. It's true from a certain perspective, a certain point of view. As I was panicking, he peeked over the top of the vegetables I was hiding.
You have some pretty unusual ingredients here.
Please don't notice. My prayer failed to reach the heavens, though, as Naran suddenly took the vegetable. Oh no! Alright.
Isn't this the vegetable that's said to have some amazing benefits?
Oh, really? I don't know, I just got it from Salanna.
I've been seeing it in the market lately. I wonder what it does.
Something has to be done before Naran remembers its potency. Panicking, I racked my brains to find the way to get Naran out of the kitchen. Well, you're tired. Why don't you go and have a hot bath first? I'll make you something while you're at it.
No, I'm okay. I finally came home early, so I'd like to do various things together with you.
It's true that cleaning and doing laundry is fun and gets done fast when I do it with Naran. Oh, he helps with the cleaning and the laundry. What a good hubby. But now, when I hesitated on how to respond, he tilted his head in a gesture reminiscent of when we first met.
Hey, can I help you cook too? It's lonely just waiting alone.
It's lonely being alone, who would have thought? When he gives me this look, I instantly feel weak. Before I knew it, I had spoken words of approval. Then, let's cook together.
Thanks. I'm happy we can cook together. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm happy too. I never thought I'd be cooking with Naran a meal that would perk him up. Does it only work on guys? I was afraid, imagining what would happen if Naran discovered my purpose, and I wanted to resent the spirits for this ordeal. Well, it's been a while since we've had any time together as a couple. But fretting about it doesn't change the situation. Having come to this point, I have to put my fears aside and let the happiness of being together take over. Quietly determined, I smiled at Naran, who was still holding the root vegetable.
I'll cut that one.
Thanks. The vegetables are chopped with a regular thumping sound. Naran was astonishingly good at cutting. Not only is he efficient, but he knows a lot about each and every ingredient.
The stems of these vegetables are tough, so when you boil them, make a cross-shaped slit in the middle to soften the insides.
You really know your stuff.
I used to do everything when I was assisting Bro.
You could open a cooking school.
I'm not that good.
You're better than me.
That's not true.
Even as he says this, Naran's skill is amazing as he swings the pot with one hand. I was half in awe while making another dish next to him. As I was working with the knife, Naran, who had already started on the second dish, called out to me.
Oh, it's easier to cut that vegetable if you put the knife in lengthwise.
Oh? Lengthwise?
Since there are quite a lot of strings, it's easier to cut along the fibers.
This way?
No. This way.
His hand reached out from my side and turned the vegetable around. I noticed that Naran had moved right behind me and he was holding my hand with the vegetable. His other hand was holding my hand, which was holding the knife.
Put the knife in this direction. Then, next time, insert the knife from the inside so it's easier to cut. Right?
Oh, it is. The vegetables that Salanna brought me were difficult to cook, and I couldn't help but look puzzled. In that situation, I felt Naran's heat for the first time in a long time, so I completely lost my composure. Even though it's already been 7 years. Girl, unless it's been 7 years since the last 7 years, with you guys doing the nookie, I don't want to hear it, because you haven't been doing the nookie all those 7 years, okay? It's only been like a recent development. So, no. We've been married for a long time, but it's only recently that our feelings have come together. Yes, exactly. So I'm not yet used to being up close and personal. Rather, the more years passed, the more feelings built up and the stronger my love for Naran became. I love Naran as my husband, but I will always be in love with him as a lover. That's good. Ah. Naran's fingertips slide between mine as we move apart. A gasp, which escaped from my mouth, sounded surprisingly sensual even to me, and I felt my face burning with embarrassment. I hastily put my opposite palm to my mouth, and am surprised again at the heat of my trapped breath. It's been a while since Naran touched me. My body is screaming out in joy. Alright, I mean, so far this is exactly what I wanted from this epilogue. Once I feel the rapture, I can't stop the thoughts from overflowing. I bite my lower lip to hold back and blink away the tears in my eyes.
Your hands will get cold from working in the cold water.
I'm fine. I have a high body temperature.
I know. You're all warm and fuzzy everywhere.
It must be my overly excited brains, in the plural, that take it to mean something deeper, even though this is a normal conversation, is it? Why is it always only me? I feel a little frustrated at the current situation where I'm the only one being tempted. I'm afraid that if he were to keep on touching me like this, I'd throw my arms around him without hesitation. But despite my concerns, as my emotions were getting so roused that I felt like I had trouble breathing, he let go of me.
I'd love to keep touching you, but if I do, we won't finish preparing the meal, so let's continue cooking.
Yeah. My skin that Naran had touched was cooled by the air. With him no longer so close to me, I felt lonely, and a different kind of tears welled up in my eyes. Onions. That's what it is. Luxurious.
Yeah.
The food was served, the plates were arranged diligently, and the dining table was set. The two of us let out a sigh of admiration at that luxury. Although we live in a military commander's house, we usually lead a simple life. That's why tonight's meal seemed more luxurious than necessary, and I felt a bit ashamed. This feels really extravagant. I wonder if the spirits will not be angry with us.
It's a special night tonight, so why not?
Huh? I cringed for a moment, wondering if he had guessed what I wanted tonight. Naran laughed cheerfully, not even pretending to be bothered by my stiffening.
It's been a while since we've had a night together as a married couple, so the spirits will allow it. Even so, thanks to you, tonight's dinner table is really colorful.
I usually cook by myself, so my food choice tends to be biased. I ask everyone in the house what they want, but they are too reserved to tell me what they want, so I end up with as many items as I can come up with myself. As for Naran, he just says, anything you make is delicious. Which makes me happy, but annoyed when trying to think of what to make. That is like the perfect summation of, of being a wife. What do you want? Anything you make is good. That's great. I'm really happy, but that doesn't help me make a decision on what to make. I love that. I should use a lot of different vegetables and read cookbooks.
You worry too much. You're taking good care of me and everyone in the house.
There's not a whole lot I can make, though.
That's good enough.
Sometimes I mess up.
That part of you is cute, too.
It's not cute. I shouldn't mess up.
Really? No one's perfect.
Besides, you're definitely better at this than I am.
If I cooked, every day it would be packed fully with meat. You cool with that?
Well...
See?
That being said, Naran is quite capable, so he wouldn't make an unbalanced menu. Now he's probably just letting me feel better about my performance as a wife. I love that the whole route was Naran feeling inferior to Surin, and now Naala is feeling inferior to Naran. Could you guys just be partners for like 5 seconds and not be like, you're better than me, no, you're too good, These two goobers.
What's wrong?
It's nothing. Thank you as always, Naran. I really want to say out loud how grateful I am, but for now I've decided to keep it to myself.
Let's eat.
Let's eat. With that declaration, we dig in. That alone made me happy like a dream. But the true battle starts now. Naran reached for the food on the table, and I felt a tension in my body. It's time. I have to make sure I see him eat that dish with my own eyes. Naran always starts with the soup, which is exactly why I made soup using the root vegetable. Wondering what would happen to Naran once he consumed it, I watched in half anticipation, half anxiety. That face. I was staring at him with a pounding heart, and then our eyes met as Naran held his spoon.
What?
No, it's nothing.
Really?
Then Naran brought the spoon closer to the bowl and put the spoon down again. This is like when Surin was watching Naala eat. And she's like, I can't eat. He's staring at me. Now she's staring at Naran. His glossy black hair sways softly with a wry smile.
Maybe it's a little difficult to eat when you're staring at me like that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, huh.
You're not eating?
Come to think of it, I haven't eaten a bite yet. I hurriedly reached for my plate and took a bite of the appetizer first. Wow, it's delicious.
That's good. I was a little worried until you ate it. You should try some of that as well.
Yeah. I did as Naran recommended and brought the food to my mouth. Everything you make is delicious.
Thanks. I'll cook for you again.
Thanks. It can be a once-in-a-while treat.
Not just once in a while. You can ask me often.
Then you can cook whenever you want to.
Haha, got it.
I've tasted all the food that Naran made, so maybe now's the time to bring it up. Casually. Naturally. Naran, how about trying one of the dishes I made? Uh-oh, I think I stuttered slightly. Luckily, Naran didn't seem to notice, and the conversation continued.
Yeah.
He said, bringing up to his mouth the other appetizer I'd made. I slumped my shoulders and droop.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Thanks. Even I was surprised at how blatantly dejected my voice sounded. It's not his fault, but I feel like he's toying with me. It's like he's got me in the palm of his hand. I've lost my mental leeway, so I decided to ask directly. Would you like to try that soup as well?
Ah, this one? Okay.
The long battle finally comes to an end. I was smiling with a sense of accomplishment when Naran finally took a sip from his bowl of soup. Just like that! Naran's eyes looked up as he noticed the expectant look in my eyes.
Hey, Naala. Why do you want me to eat this so badly?
Huh? His staring brown eyes cast a questioning glance. I looked down, unable to make eye contact with Naran. Well... It's no good. I'm done. I can't even make an excuse. It's because I tried out that new veggie, and I was curious if you thought it tasted good. That's all you gotta say. See? Easy. Naran put the spoon down again and took a waiting position. He's not going to let this go until I give an answer. Damn you. What should I do? I can't think of an excuse. I couldn't come up with a good excuse, so I quickly tried to change the subject. More importantly, what are you doing during your break times lately?
Huh? My break times?
I'm interested in how you're resting your body, even though I can't see it. Naran, ever diligent, if he has free time at home, he spends it either practicing his swordsmanship or reading difficult books. I've always thought that if this is how he is at work too, he might get sick. So even though that was just an excuse that came into my head, I was not really lying when I said I was interested.
Break time. When I'm in the royal castle, I'm mostly training.
I knew it. You're going to break down someday if you keep going like that.
I'm fine. Besides, when my subordinates ask me to train them, as their boss, I can't say no. They're willing to follow me despite my youth, so I want to take good care of them.
Naran doesn't realize it, but his popularity now rivals that of the king. Oh, well. My goodness. Something about the guys who become military commander. Everyone's like, yo, what if that guy became king instead? A handsome commander who has achieved remarkable military success is popular with men and women of all ages. Some women even go beyond admiration and confess their love to him, despite knowing that he has a wife, which frustrates me. Well, yeah, I would say so. Rude. Rude hussies. Goodness, the audacity. You're as admired? Yes, admired. I'm still mad at the hussies. I'm fine. You're as admired as ever. Are things always like that?
When I'm at military installations, I tend to be doing paperwork.
I don't think I'd call that a break.
I sit doing it, and I don't get tired if I just move my hands. And if I keep taking breaks, I'll be home even later than I am now. I want to come home as soon as possible, where my lovely wife is waiting for me.
Naran tilted his bowl of soup and gave me a quick glance. The slight amount of lust in it sends a shiver down my spine. I felt my passion, which had only been half roused in the kitchen, get revived in an instant. That's not fair, Naran. You're always so relaxed. Ever since he became a military commander, Naran has seemed to be more relaxed than before. As for me, I am totally restless with my husband, who is becoming more and more attractive and making my heart pound every day. That's why sometimes I'm left alone to pout when I can't balance my feelings. Fair. Even now, I felt as if my voice was gonna crack. I felt as if I had a crush on him, and my lips twitched.
You misunderstand me. I'm not at all relaxed in front of you. That's why I'm curious about the rest of what you just said.
The rest of what?
The reason why you're trying so hard to make me eat this dish. You haven't said it yet, have you?
Oh. You're still going on about that?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Coming back on this topic again makes me want to cry. I thought of all kinds of excuses to escape somehow. That's... Well, you know, I mean...
Yeah, and?
Yeah, so... Right! Even a lame excuse is better than silence. Thinking so, I opened my mouth grandly.
Ah, right. I just remembered. These vegetables, when eaten boiled, provide good nourishment and make you strong.
Naran clapped his hands together as if feeling refreshed by the remembrance. On the contrary, I felt like I was falling into an abyss. The blood that defied gravity rushed to my face all at once, and I knew that it was bright red without even looking. Naran, did you know?
Ah, that if a man eats this vegetable, he becomes more energetic in bed.
Him saying it so casually, the blood that had gathered in my face now drained away suddenly. I really enjoy how unbothered Naran is. It's frustrating, but also it's just really funny because Naala's just in a constant state of around him. And he's like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, it's so funny. No, that's not what... I'm so embarrassed. I just want to sink into my chair and disappear. I couldn't redo things now, and in my panic, I told a lie that was probably the worst one I've ever told in my life. No, you misunderstand! That's not a dish for you!
Huh?
You came home early today, right? Oh god, that is the worst lie you could have said! What is so wrong with being like, yo, I'm lonely, let's canoodle in bed? To your husband of 7 years. Why is that so hard to say? I mean, okay. To be fair, they're basically like starting from day one again, like recently. So it's not like that easy to just be like, but oh, to imply like you made it for somebody else is just awful. I think I've spent like 70 to 75% of this route with my face in my palm. Just like, oy. That's why I served it to you first, but originally I was planning to serve it to someone else.
Who else?
God. He didn't even like specify a woman. It had to be another guy. No. This is not what I wanted from the epilogue. This is not what I wanted. Well, lately the doorman seems to be pretty tired, so I thought maybe... I could feel the temperature in the room drop suddenly. Uh-huh. It was only after seeing Naran's blank expression that I realized how bad the excuse I had suddenly said was. Right, here in Nasla. It's a custom in Nasla not to share a meal with another man when her husband isn't around. Not to mention one that gives him energy in the bedroom. Feeding others, in some cases, can be considered to be infidelity.
I see. You were going to give it to someone else.
Is it just my imagination that his eyes hidden by the bangs don't look like they're smiling? I'll take your word for it, because from here, it looks like they're closed. I'm done. I'd better clean up. I stood up quickly and tried to shake off the heavy atmosphere. I headed for the door, keeping Naran out of sight as much as possible, and was stopped just as I reached the corridor.
Naala?
What? I answer without looking back. The sound of his shoes echoes down the corridor, and I feel Naran approaching. A large shadow covered my back as I remained frozen. He turned me around so that we were facing each other. Well, I think you've awoken something, Naala. Now you gotta deal with the consequences of your actions.
Were you seriously going to give it to someone else? What if you were to get attacked?
That wouldn't happen.
But that's what that vegetable is for.
No, it's just for good health.
I'd be jealous if you gave it to another man.
A quiet but strong tone interrupts my excuses. His voice whispered at close range made my skin tremble and seemed to slowly seep in. The hidden passion shakes my heart and makes me happy, even though I feel bad for Naran. You'd get jealous?
Of course I would. So I want us to make up now.
Naran's kind eyes made my stubbornness melt away. I was starting to feel like an idiot for being so stubborn. Good. Good! See? Just say that. That's all you had to say. None of this nonsense. Good. I just wanted to touch you more.
Yeah.
Naran just gave a nod and listened in silence. I was overcome by his look that urged me onward, and I told him what I had been planning to do today. Good. Salanna came over, and she gave me that vegetable. And, she told me about a dish that makes men feel more energetic, so I just thought I'd try making it. My voice got quieter, and Naran might not have been able to hear me. The reason I lied and we almost got into a fight was because I was lonely because I couldn't touch him. I was putting the cart before the horse. I felt sorry for myself, and as I lowered my eyes, I heard a soft voice in my ear.
I was really happy.
Huh?
I wondered if you wanted me as much as I wanted you. I wanted to make love to you the moment I saw that vegetable.
The moment you saw it? I slowly tilt my face, realizing that something's amiss. As the meaning of his words sank in, my cheeks tightened. Did you...
Sorry. I knew all along.
That's... In other words, Naran knew all along what I was desperately trying to hide. See, this is why you shouldn't have been dumb. But also, you know what? I gotta just, give kudos to Naran real quick. He could have been, a lot more jealous and angry in the situation, but he just knew his wife was being a dummy and listened quietly to her slowly explain herself, so good on him for that. That's really... It's so stupid I could cry.
Sorry.
I hate you.
Naala. Sorry.
I hate you.
But I love you.
I love him too, but right now I'm too angry to say it. This girl. I pulled my lips together and looked away, and a sweet, pleading voice tried to pull me back.
Naala. Look this way. Sorry? Let's make up, shall we? I was looking forward to sleeping with you tonight. Naala?
Naran, you idiot. I thought there was no way I was going to forgive him tonight. But ultimately, I caved. And when our eyes met, Naran smiled so happily that I felt like crying. I missed you. Yay! There we go. He gently kissed me as if scooping up my true intentions. With that sweetness and kindness, I understood the words that followed without being said.
Me too.
Then why'd you put me through all that?
I didn't mean to, but you were so cute struggling like that, so I just...
Just what?
I'm really sorry. How can I make it up to you?
A rain of kisses descended upon my tear-filled eyes and pouting lips. As this was repeated, my mood lightened, and I wanted to cry in his broad chest. That was still sneaky. Spoiling me like this makes it impossible for me not to forgive him.
Forgive me?
Kiss me again, and then I'll forgive you.
With pleasure.
The kisses, which were just pecks at first, gradually became deeper and more passionate. My voice and breath were taken from me, and I felt dizzy with the blissful suffocation.
It's been a long time since I touched you.
Naran whispers so close that our lips could touch. He kissed me again at the end of the whisper, and I nodded. Yeah.
Sorry, I've been busy.
You're working hard for the sake of the country, so it can't be helped.
I'm doing it for you most of all.
For a while, we kissed furtively as if playing with each other. This time, instead of shame, it's the abundance of love that brings tears to my eyes. Naran's lips sucked up the drops from the corner of my eye as he whispered.
Well, maybe I'll eat that dish you made.
It's fine. It's already gone cold.
It's not fine. You worked so hard on it, so I'll definitely eat it. But it's not like I need its special potency.
Huh? We were already close to each other, but somehow we got even closer. I could feel my body heating up through my clothes, and my cheeks were hot.
Right.
Idiot.
Yeah, I teased you a bit today, so I have to really make it up to you.
The words whispered in my ear at that time were too embarrassing to say. My heart almost stopped at his explanation of making it up to me, so I had to answer while adjusting my breathing. Don't get too carried away.
I wonder about that.
Wonder nothing. If you do all that, I won't be able to stand up tomorrow.
That's not a problem. In that case, I'll pick you up and carry you wherever you need to go.
That's definitely not an option. No way.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't. The look on your face says otherwise.
I know that I'm the only one who can love you. That's why I'm the only one who can eat that.
Honestly. I'm happy he wants me, but I have mixed feelings about tonight. I'll find out tomorrow, if my wishes have reached Naran.
Can I have plenty of nectar after dinner?
No, won't you get bored of it?
I'll never tire of it. For the rest of my life.
Wow. Man. Now, like, that is, like, what I was expecting from epilogues in this game. Not the whole thing we got with Surin. Surin's thing was an adventure and a half. This was just after romance shenanigans. Like, an extra sweet romance scene is what we got. Granted, Naala was still a dummy, but it worked out in the end. Okay, good. I'm fine with that. We're good. Those two. Honestly, I have got to figure out where I'm gonna put that boy in my list. I gotta figure out with both those boys, honestly. I'm a little bit torn because I feel like Surin started off awfully, but then improved at like a gradual increase in speed. Like, it just like kept improving towards the end, and then the opening thing played again. But with Naran, I felt like it started off strong, was kind of questionable for a little bit, grew to like a strong point, and then it kind of just got stuck and maybe regressed a little bit, and I was just like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden it was just like, bang, okay, finally feelings and smooches and there you go. So I'm like a little torn on that part. Like, Surin and Naala's relationship felt more gradual and improving over time at a good rate, I felt like, and not so much with Naran. But the situation and the people were just like so different. So I don't know. I got a lot of thinking to do about that. That's a problem for future Molly, though, so I'll just enjoy what I saw so far, and I'll ruminate on it later. I think Naran has 2 bad endings, so we'll see how bad that gets. Hopefully I'll see you there for that, but in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed his epilogue, and until next time, I will see you later.